Hello and welcome to the Speed Reels. Toyota, 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 Toyota. The biggest manufacturer of cars. They've been in the game for quite a long time now. A few years ago, rumors started circulating all over the internet about the replacement of the current GT86. And in June, Toyota has showed us what it would look like and gave us a general idea about what we would expect from it. So I figured this is the perfect time to look back at the current GT86 and see what it set out to achieve, and how the new GR86 is going to improve on this platform. Now, you goddamn weebs, I know that you've been waiting for this point of the video. Of course, I'm gonna start talking about it. We're all familiar with the original 86, thanks to a little Japanese anime called Initial D, where this Japanese teenage airhead called Takumi was driving his dad's Hachiroku up and down mountain passes to deliver tofu. It made people fall in love with its formula, a simple rear-wheel drive two-door that is fun to drive even when it lacked power. So in 2012, Toyota has decided to resurrect the 86 as we know it today, in the form of the GT86. Now it's time for me to burn under the scorching sun for your enjoyment. There she is, in all her underpowered glory. This is a 2013 Toyota GT86, and it has united the car community for once to agree on something. Its lack of power. Yes, I agree, it needs another 30 or 40 horsepower, but it has proved time and again that power isn't everything. Because even with just 200 horsepower, you can have so much fun. It's such a blast to drive this thing. It's the embodiment of the good old internet saying of, I'd rather drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. When the 86 was released in 2012, petrol heads all over the globe went crazy over it because it is an affordable rear-wheel drive coupe, and this is what the market has been asking for years. Yes, there were other options, but they weren't reliable and they wouldn't make sense to use as a daily driver. And if they checked those two boxes, they wouldn't be affordable for most people. And of course, that means that it sold like hot ones. I mean hotcakes. That meant the boom of the aftermarket support for the 86 as we know it today. Okay, I know you want me to talk about this, but this time more in detail. There it is, flat 4, boxer engine, 2 liters, 200 horsepower, 150 something, about 160 Newton meters of torque. The engine itself is not impressive in terms of stats, but let me talk you through the interesting parts of it. Now, because it's a boxer or a flat 4, it means it can sit lower in the engine bay, and you can look at it. Most of the engines would be sitting over here, but it's sitting way down there, and that helps it in terms of lowering the center of gravity, which aids its handling around corners, makes it more stable. This was matched with a 6-speed low gear ratio transmission to help it in terms of moving from a dead stop. The seats, they're surprisingly comfortable for a sports car. I mean, they are borderline bucket seats, so they do hold you in around corners, but they are still comfortable. They are more comfortable than most sports cars that I've been in, and that adds a point to its daily drivability. I did mention before that the engine is interesting, but there is a really funny Easter egg about it. The stroke and the bore, which are the length and the diameter of each cylinder in the engine, are exactly 86 millimeters. And the good old 86 badge on the outside is supposed to resemble a car going sideways. Which brings me to my main point, how fun this thing is to drive. Hello?
Hello, hi, very good morning. This is actually about your car insurance. Have you insured it or still searching for the options? Nissan Altima 2030.
Where were we before I was rudely interrupted by insurance companies? It's really easy for it to slide around thanks to its skinny tires, but because the engine sits low and it gives it a low center of gravity, that combined with its longer wheelbase, it makes it more predictable and stable. And it's one of the reasons why it's the weapon of choice for new drivers in the drifting and the track community. Even though it's got electric steering, drive-by-wire throttle body, it is still impressively responsive. It's so easy to point the wheel towards where you want to go because it feels direct. It's almost like it's impossible to understeer in this thing. What does any of that mean for the GR86? Well, we can't say for sure because the car is speculated to be released closer to the end of this year, which is 2021, since it will be released as the 2022 model. Last year, there were a lot of rumors going around the internet that the GR86 is going to have a newer engine. It's going to be either a turbocharged 2-liter or it's going to be a 2.4-liter naturally aspirated engine. Toyota has listened to the community and gave the car a 2.4-liter naturally aspirated boxer engine. So basically the same engine that's in this one, except the capacity is higher. It's bumped up from 2.0 liters to 2.4 liters, which means it gives us that extra 30 horsepower that we've been asking for, and it gives us a bump of 50 Newton meters of torque. It's by no means supercar territory, but that keeps a couple of things in check. Number one, reliability. Number two, affordability, which is the main selling point of this car. You've seen how the GR86 looks like. It's been officially released on the internet. Toyota has released it. It's there on Gran Turismo Sport if you want to try it out. But from the looks of it, it seems like it's going to be identical, almost identical in terms of dimensions. It's going to have the same height, same length, same width. So that leads me to speculate. Is it going to be the same in terms of driving? I don't know. We have to find out later on once it is released and once it arrives here in the UAE. Thank you for watching this episode of The Speed Reels. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what do you think about the current 86 and the new 86. As for now, that is all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. I have to get the hell out of here because the sun is killing me. Goodbye.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?